So, Craig, what's your thoughts on the game and how it all panned out?
Oh, yeah, I was really happy with him tonight. You know, we didn't have the greatest start, to be quite honest. We had a lot of field position, whatever, but we didn't complete well, and we had a couple of opportunities, and then all of a sudden, we were behind, So I was really happy with the way when we got behind, we didn't panic, and we just sort of got back into, the arm wrestle, I suppose, and then, obviously, perhaps was set on fire, and we made a couple of little dints there, and then he finished him off. So I was just really happy how we steadied the ship after we got behind, and then the second half again we didn't start great in the second half with our ball control, but as I said, I thought we steadied the ship a lot better than we had the last couple of weeks.
You've seen Paps do some pretty freakish things. What do you make of 4 tries in?
Yeah, it was. Obviously, it wasn't all Paps. He was at the right place at the right time. Obviously, a couple of other guys done some really good, lead-up work. But he's he missed last week, and to come back and play like he did tonight. I think it just goes to show the calibre of the play, and I think if that goalpost hadn't been there in the second half, he might have got 5 actually. So we're real proud of him and where he's come from, and the improvements that he's shown here ever since he's probably been here, and so he's been tremendous for us this year.
It wasn't just tonight. The first 2 games were dynamic as well, Craig. You got the best fullback in the game.
That's different people got different opinions. I think James Tedesco has been the best fullback in the game for a bit. For the last couple of years. What I'd say is Paps is getting closer to him. So there's a lot of other good fullbacks too. Obviously Tommy at Manly, and like I say, there's a lot of the teams have got good fullbacks, but I'd say at the moment we wouldn't swap him for anyone without a doubt. But as I said, I think James has been the best fullback for a bit. But as I said, we wouldn't swap Paps.
The 2-2 with Brinko possibly back next week, Lucy back, Harry Grant getting close, Dale Finucane getting close. Are you content after the first month?
I wouldn't say I'm content. It would have been nice to win one of the other ones probably, but having said that, like I say, that's just the way. We knew we had a tough draw to start, and that proved to be that. But it's every week's tough. There's always. Your opposition's tough, like things happen during the week with injuries or whatever that makes it tough as well. So at the end of the day, we just try and take 1 week at a time, and we are what we are. We can't, we'd like to be better than where we are, but you always want to be better than where you are. We could be worse as well, So at the end of the day, we just, we were happy to get the win tonight, and as I said, I'm real proud of their effort and their ability, I suppose, just to steady the ship. On a couple of vital occasions tonight, and like I say, we'll give them the weekend off, and we'll come back and get ready for the Bulldogs next week, and then go from there.
Craig, what did you make of Justin Holland tonight? I know he was really down on himself after last week and what happened late in the game there, but did you feel he bounced back well tonight? Yeah,
I thought his timing was out a little bit early in the game, to be quite honest. With the ball. But I'm not quite sure that was all him or a little bit of the left-hand side. I thought we had a bit of miscommunication there, or our timing was out a bit. But no, I thought he was tremendous. He set one of them tries up for Paps with a really determined run, and that's his trademark really. He's aggressive, and every play he does, whether with the ball or without the ball, he's aggressive, and that's what we want him to do, and we want him to back himself, and at the end of the day, I think he was down on himself, but I think he was too hard on himself, to be quite honest, and everyone, has gathered around him and supported him this week. He had a really good week of training, and I thought he'd done a great job tonight.
You'll get Kafusi back next week from suspension. How many of those other guys are likely to make the trip up for the Bulldogs? Finucane and Harry Grant.
I don't think we'll have Dale. I'm pretty sure we won't have Dale. We'd like to, obviously. I mean, he'd like to, play against his old team as well. But I don't think we'll have Dale. I think we're a chance of having Harry, to be quite honest. But we just need to see how he gets through this week. Obviously we'll have Foose back, and just with Branko, again, it's just it's nice to have him back, fit, ready to play, but he hasn't played. He went up to play at Townsville last week, and they landed and basically just sent him back home again. So he didn't get a game at all. And with what's happened in Queensland, it's not likely the Queensland Cup is gonna, have some games for a little while. So it's hard for Branko at the moment. So we're just going to have to go on his training, and hopefully he'll get through a week of training this week, and then we'll see what happens from there. But it's nice to have those guys back. But as I said, usually when you get guys back, you probably lose a couple others. So that's just the way it is. So, but as I said, I think Branko's right to play, but I just don't know whether he's had enough training or matches, to actually go out and play at the moment. But it'd be nice to get Harry and Dale back. But all I can say is I think Harry's closer than Dale anyway.
You had probably the game's greatest fullback at the club. I know you probably don't want to compare the two, but do you see shades of Billy, like a way that perhaps backs up? I mean, maybe is he faster than Billy, or what do you sort of see?
Yeah, it'd be nice to give him a match race. You obviously couldn't do it now, but there is some similarities. They're both quick and they're both tough, and with all due respect, I think Paps has benefited from Billy coming before him. There's no one's been more important in Paps's development than Billy Slater. We'd all like to put our hand up and say, we've helped him here, we've helped him there, we've taught him this, we've taught him that. But at the end of the day, Billy's been his mentor, he's been his teacher. Billy's probably a bit old to be his best mate, but at the end of the day, as I said, Paps wouldn't be where he is if it wasn't for Billy Slater.
Do they still work together quite regularly?
Yeah. Billy usually comes in once a week, sometimes once a fortnight. I'm sure they'd be talking about things on the phone and that as well. But Billy's been a great help to a lot of our players, but I don't think anyone's benefited more from Billy's knowledge than Paps.
Did you think Paps was going to bring down that high ball? Because that would have been club record. Well, I did actually when I seen him go up, and it looked to me as if he caught it, but then obviously, I thought he pushed it out the back actually, but that would have been nice. For him. You probably would have backed him at half time having four of them, but that's the way it goes sometimes. But that would have been nice. But like I say, we're just really happy tonight with, as I said, for me, steadying the ship in a couple of times in the game where we probably haven't done that so well this year.